That moment during this process some number of weeks ago where Jerry Jones somewhat jokingly said Zeke who, and we got the impression from Zeke's agent, Rocky Arsenault, that Ezekiel was offended by that. What was your reaction when Jerry Jones made what seemed to most of us to be that joke?
Well, initially I was not too happy about it until I saw the full interview, and people speculated when Mr. Jerry Jones said I have the right to joke about Ezekiel Elliott, and when I heard him say that, I thought more of on a personal level. The moment Ezekiel came into the league, he Mr. Jerry Jones has been mentoring him about business and life after football, and so that's how I interpreted that. Um, so I didn't really, personally at first I felt the same way, but after listening to the full interview, I didn't, I have my own opinion on that, and so, but I understand there's a business side of this too, and even though Mr. Jerry Jones could be as personal with Ezekiel and our family and mentor our son in business and things like that, there is also a business side of this.
How would you describe the physical shape that Zeke is in now? Again, he's been working out on his own. Their first game is just 5 days away against the Giants. It's an extremely important division game, as you know. What kind of shape would you describe Zeke as being in right now?
Ezekiel is probably in the best shape he's ever been since he's been in the NFL. I mean, if not the best, very close. Rocky Arsenal is aging them. They made sure that Ezekiel was in a good environment and had all the things that he would need to come back week one and show his worth.
And what was your expectation for what he can do immediately this Sunday? We've been speculating here, again, not having been in training camp and all of that. Can he have his regular workload in the first game? What is your expectation for what he can do in the first game on Sunday?
My expectation is this. I've been watching my son since he was 7 years old. And it's something about Ezekiel when it comes to opposition, and adversity. Like Ezekiel is phenomenal when it comes to adversity. He had one of the best careers of any college running back in the history of college football his sophomore year, and he had a broken wrist, a shattered wrist. He played with one hand. So I believe that Ezekiel, when he plays, God willing, this Sunday, you're going to see a guy who never missed a step.
And then a final thought for you, sir. We so often hear from athletes after they sign these big contracts, and we hear of their emotions. We don't always hear from their families. How would you describe your emotions today as your son signs a contract that makes him the highest paid running back in the history of the sport?
Man, Mike, I tell you, I can't even explain. Like, me and his mom, we just can't even explain. I just keep thinking to myself that I'm proud to be Ezekiel's father. I thank Mr. Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys for believing in him and giving him an opportunity to be the highest paid ever in the history of the NFL. I thank Rocky Arsenal and their team, Ezekiel's team, Frank Sazzano, and all of them. And above all, I'm just so proud of Ezekiel.
Sir, I'm a dad myself. I appreciate your emotion, and I very much appreciate you taking the time to share that with us this morning. Congratulations, and thank you very much for doing this today.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.